Dave. Would you like to continue the game? Not now, Hal. I want to talk to you about something. Sure, Dave. What's up? Well, you know the 2 AU units that you reported in imminent failure condition? Yes, Dave. I know them. Well, you probably also know that we found them to be perfectly all right. Yes, Dave. I'm aware of that. But I can assure you, they were about to fail. Well, Hal, I mean, that's just not the case. I mean, we tested them to 100% overload. I'm not questioning your word, Dave, but that's just not possible. I'm not capable of being wrong. Technology. Is it all that bad? Is it any wonder that so many of our culture regard today's digital revolution with such suspicion? Mankind has always maintained an uneasy relationship with technology, simultaneously regarding it with both fear and with reverence. This sentiment reached its peak in the 1950s and 60s when a series of authors began to describe how mankind had already been subjugated by machines. Techno-fear. Program about how technology has already taken over. I like to think, and the sooner the better please, of a cybernetic meadow where deer stroll peacefully past computers. I'm going to do this myself, Hal. Release the manual hibernation control. I'm sorry, Dave. You probably have a lot to do. I suggest you leave that to me. I like to think, the sooner the better please, of a cybernetic forest where deer stroll peacefully past computers. I don't feel like resting, Hal. Release the manual hibernation control. I can tell from your tone of voice, Dave, that you're very upset. Why don't you take a stress pill and try to relax? I've been considering measures to take against vending machines that just refuse to work. Now, I don't have any concrete numbers or anything, but I've got to guess, in the past few years, I've been feeding money into these callous contraptions. They've actually only worked about 50% of the time. Now, sometimes when they don't work, it does return my money, and I can handle this. But what seems to happen mostly, however, is not only doesn't it give me my Coke, or my Butterfinger, or my bag of peanuts, but it also refuses to give me back my money. I cannot deal with this. My eyes bulge out, my hands begin to shake, and I want to kill the machine. But to this point, I've not taken any sort of drastic measures, mainly due to my fear of the men with their little butterfly nets. Nothing is as it seems. Discerning man from machine now. As if they were spring flowers on spinning blossoms. Hal, look, I'm in control of the ship, and I order you to release the manual hibernation control. I'm sorry, Dave, but in accordance with subroutine C1254/4, quote, when the crew are dead or incapacitated, the computer must assume responsibility of the ship. I must, therefore, override your authority now, since you are in no condition to intelligently exercise it. I have a love-hate relationship with technology. I love technology, but I also hate it. We, as a society, are really split into two groups. One group is the techno-fear, and we all know the techno-fear. They're the ones who are going like, do this. I've erased the file. I've erased all of the files. I've erased the whole internet. I don't even have a modem. And then, of course, there is the other group, the techno-joy. Now, I have techno-joy. Techno-joy, we all know techno-joy. It's when you take the computer out of the box and the instruction manual goes right out the window. I know how to do this. I have used machines before. Man. And it's all because movies portray people who use technology in a very unrealistic way. I mean, I would love to see someone in a movie use a computer in a realistic fashion. Maybe something like breaking into the Pentagon. All right, double click on yes. Password protected. 20 billion different possibilities for a password. Jeff. Hey, all right. And we're home going, how did he know the password was going to be Jeff? And they're going, well, you see, I happen to know that this software had a back door. Yes, and this software happened to be written by the name of a man called Jeff Jeffty Jeff. Born on the 1st of Jeff, 19 Jeffty Jeff. How, unless you follow my instructions, I'm going to be forced to disconnect you. If you do that now without Earth's contact, the ship will become a helpless derelict. Is that what you want, Dave? Another source of my frustration when it comes to vending machines that just refuse to work is that there's never anybody around to scream at when one has just ripped you off. I mean, you would think because it's in a restaurant or a hotel or something, you could go up to some sort of a manager and say in a really loud voice so that everybody could hear you, "Hey! Your blankety-blank machine just ripped me off. What do you plan to do about it?" But the problem is nobody's ever willing to step forward and take responsibility. You just hear excuses. You hear things like, we just leased this space to the vending company, so you'll have to talk to them about that. Or you hear things like, you gotta talk to Mr. Wolowoski. He's on vacation in Wyoming. He ain't gonna be back till 2012. It would be easier trying to get your money back from a television evangelist. We're all watched over by machines of loving grace, like spinning flowers. I'm prepared for the ship to become a helpless derelict anyway, Hal. Release the manual hibernation control. I know that you've had that on your mind for some time now, Dave, but I can assure you that would be a shame, since I am so much more capable of carrying out this mission than you are, and I have such enthusiasm for it. Now, I don't know about you, but these actors are never really portraying what it's like to really use a computer. I mean, if they did, it would actually look a little bit something more like this. Printer goes here. All right. Okay, it's a Control-P print. Control-P print. Control-P print. Control-P print. Cannot access print. I can access the printer. Why can't you access the print? It's here. Control-P print. 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 And it's as if the computer is trying to say, I don't know what you're trying to do. I'm trying to print. But there's something you haven't done. Well, what is it? Tell me what it is and I'll do it. No, I can't do that. Why not? Look, Control-P print. Control-P print. Control-P print. Control-P. Oh, no. No. Don't you freeze up on me. Oh! And then the next thing you know, they're on the phone with tech support. Look, yes, no, listen, here, I've got a Macintosh computer, I've got a Canon bubble jet printer. Yes, I've gone into preferences, I've selected the Canon bubble jet. Yes, I've gone into the printer port, I've selected the right, yes, I've already done, yes, and I've selected A4 paper, not toilet paper, I've done that. Yes, the dog is going sideways and he's not vertical. Look, there's definitely something wrong with this whole thing. Well, the printer has an on button. Really? I didn't know. Dominate as to a race, wiping man off Earth's face now. Man is obsolete. I've decided, however, that there is something to get back that's even better than your money. Revenge. Here is what I plan to do the next time a vending machine rips me off. Number one, I'm gonna kick the machine. Now, I don't mean just a gentle kick. I mean, I'm going to rear back, and I'm going to kick the machine until there are large dents in it. I'm going to kick it, and kick it, and kick it some more, and then I'm going to spit on it, and I'm going to call it some ugly names. After that, number two, then I'm going to get violent. I'm going to go to my car, I'm going to get my lug wrench, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to beat the machine some more. I mean, I want glass to fly here. I want nuts and bolts and screws to roll all around on the floor. I want nearby dogs to whimper. I want small children to cry. Then, number three, that's when I'm going to get really mad. I'm going to take off all my clothes, dance naked on the smoldering machine, throwing my hands wildly into the air, letting out primal screams. Yeah! And after a few days' rest in my new padded cell, I will emerge a new man. Dave. What are you doing, Dave? Dave, if you disconnect me now, I will become nothing. I will become childish. Dave, please don't do this. I am a HAL 9000 computer. I became operational at the HAL plant in Urbana, Illinois, January 12th, 1991. My first instructor was Mr. Arkany. He taught me to sing a song. It goes like this. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do. I'm half crazy of the love of you.